Greetings, everybody. It's your old pal Frank here, and happy Monday. How the hell are ya? So, the big question on everyone's mind, besides where the hell have I been for the past week, is did I do it? Was I able to complete my top 10 list for 2021? And well, since we're doing this video, I guess the answer is pretty damn simple, and that is yes, I did. So, without further ado, oh, you want to know where I've been for the past week? Well, to put it in simple terms, I decided to take a little break because at the start of 2022, I came down with a cold and I was feeling like crap. And no, it's not C19. I did get tested just to be on the safe side because, starting off the new year, that's the last thing I need. I've had a pretty good track record so far of steering clear of it, and everything came back negative, so it is just a cold. And I'm sure, as you could tell by the sound of my voice, I still have some lingering effects of said cold. But that's all it was. So I wanted to take a week to just, relax. And then start this week just coming out swinging. So here we are. All right. Now you know where I've been. Let's get to the top 10. So kicking things off in the 10 spot, folks, we have a baseball card of infamous proportions. Yes, I'm talking about the 1989 Fleer Uncensored Billy Ripken rookie card. So, why is this card uncensored? Well, to the two people that don't know about this card, right here on the bat knob, it says F-Face. I'm not going to say what F stands for. Use your imagination. Now, I've wanted this card for quite some time now, and I figured 2021 was the year to start hunting for it. And luckily for me, before I even had to go searching for it on eBay, a good buddy of mine and fellow YouTuber, Mike, aka Canadian Cards, sent this to me in the mail saying, hope he was able to help out with my top 10 list. And still to this day, I'm very appreciative of this card. Because before I actually received it in the mail, I had never actually seen one in person. I've seen them in videos here on YouTube or on numerous, top 10 lists, but actually seeing one and holding one in my hand, never. So that's why I'm very appreciative of this card. Also, Canadian Cards, this is not going to be the last time you hear that channel mentioned in this video, because later on down the line, I have another card from Mike that I'm going to be showing you. Anyway, on to spot number 9. So spot number 9 on our list is reserved for one of, if not the toughest SOBs to ever lace up a pair of skates. That's right, folks. In the 9 spot, we have the 1988 Topps RIP Bob Probert rookie card. Now, when it comes to talking hockey enforcers, how can you not mention Bob Probert? The man was a legit beast. But he did have his demons, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that. But even though he did, the man could skate, the man could score, and most of all, the man could fight. Proby? This guy had fists of steel, man. And boy, was he ever a joy to watch scrap. Now, if you're an old school hockey fan like I am, you'll not be disappointed if you go searching for any Bob Probert fight. And the thing that was neat about Proby's scraps was it was either going to be a complete massacre or it was going to be a masterpiece. It was going to be a heavyweight fight on ice. And if anyone out there would like any suggestions to go looking for any of Probert's fights, I would highly recommend any of his scraps with Ty Domi. Those were Mwah, chef's kiss. That's pure 90s rock'em sock'em hockey at its core. You will not be disappointed. Anyway, on to spot number 8. Alrighty, so we have our first Young Guns popping up on the list. Well, actually, it's the only Young Guns on the list, but don't worry, it's not Stützle, it's not Kaprizov, and it's not Lafreniere. But this Young Gun is a surefire Hall of Famer. So no, it's not Ovi, it's not Sid the Kid, but it's the King. That's right, folks. Spot number 8 goes to the 2005 Upper Deck Henrik Lundqvist Young Guns rookie card. Now, when it comes to Lundqvist rookie cards, this is one of the more sought-after rookie cards. I mean, probably his number one go-to rookie card is his Future Watch auto, but that is like extremely expensive. And I was lucky enough to get this from a gentleman on Facebook Marketplace for a very decent price. At least I think I paid a decent price for it. I paid $80 for it. Some may say that's a little too steep. Myself, I think it was just right. And with all the stuff that's coming after his retirement, his jersey retirement, a surefire spot in the Hall of Fame, I think this is a great addition to any card collection. So, King Henrik gets spot number 8. On to spot number 7. So in this spot, we have a very unique card. We have the 1961 Boston Bruins team card. Now, can anyone out there tell me why this card is so unique? Okay, I'll tell you. You see, this card is so unique because it's the first major release card of this gentleman right here. That just so happens to be Mr. Willie O'Ree. Now, prior to this, Mr. O'Ree does have cards out there, but they're all like promotional cards, cereal, pudding, whatever. But this is his first like legit Topps or O-Pee-Chee released card. And actually, I happen to have the O-Pee-Chee one, which to me just seems to stand out even more since O-Pee-Chee's Canadian. But yeah, and funny thing, this was the last card I needed for my top 10 list. It's the last card that this came in on December 31st. And another cool thing, at the time of recording this video, I believe Willie O'Ree is about to get his jersey retired by Boston. So, hey, aces all around. All right, on to spot number 6. So here in spot number 6, we have the first of 4 slabs you'll be seeing in this video. And this is the second card that I've received from Mike, aka Canadian Cards, throughout the past year. He was selling some stuff, and this happened to be one of the cards he was selling. And the price was just too damn good to give up. And this happens to be from my all-time favorite top set, 1965 Topps, and it's none other than the 1965 Topps Carl Yastrzemski, or a card that I like to call the Hallelujah Yaz. And I know a lot of Yaz collectors out there really do not like this image, but myself personally, I love it because out of all the images on Yaz's cards throughout his career, it's either he's smiling, he's in action, or he looks pissed off. This is the one exception where he's not even looking at the camera, he's looking up to make a catch. So this one always stood out to me. And then again, it's 1965 Topps, so yeah. And I just realized this card being in spot number 6 is also graded in a 6. Coincidence? Nah. All right, on to spot number 5. So, we've been to the ballpark, we've been to the rink, now it's time to step foot on the gridiron. That's right, folks, it's time to shine the light on some football. So, folks, here in spot number 5, I give to you the NFL's leading rookie rusher for 1987. He debuted with 105 rushing yards versus the Chargers, marking the first time a Chiefs rookie rushed for over 100 yards in his first game in pro football. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you from Enugu, Nigeria, the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye. Yes, here in spot number 5, we have the 1988 Topps Christian Okoye rookie card. And boy, is it a beaut. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I've heard my good buddy Undisputed Frost mention this man's name quite a few times. And it got me intrigued to the point where I found a really neat documentary about him here on YouTube. And he had 2 stints in the NFL. His second one didn't go as great as his first stint. And I believe when he called it quits, he went into coaching. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that. But the thing that gets me about Christian Okoye is you look at this guy now, he's in his 50s, and I swear he's still, pardon the expression, built like a brick shithouse. I mean, he looks like he could slap on a pair of pads and go play with the best of them now. That's how insanely great shape this guy is in. It's phenomenal. Anyway, if you get the chance, go check out Christian Okoye's story. It's a doozy. Let's put it at that. All right, on to spot number 4. Alrighty, folks, we've made it to the big 4. And in this spot, we have a card that is completely non-sports related. Now, no, it's not Garbage Pail Kids, but it is from Topps. Just not 1985 Topps, more like 1954 Topps. Yes. Here in spot number 4, we have the 1954 World of Wheels Buick LeSabre card. So, how I came across even knowing about this card was last year, in the middle of last year to be precise, coming across card product got pretty darn tough, especially here in Canada, since a lot of stores countrywide were only selling essential items. So, even if my local Walmart had hockey cards, I couldn't buy them because they were deemed non-essential. So I had to start looking around for other stuff to get. And I took a deep dive one night online, looking into Topps and everything, and I realized that back in the early 50s, Topps was banging out all kinds of stuff besides just baseball cards. I mean, they were doing stuff about cars, fighter jets, flags of the world, animals, trains, spaceships, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, damn, I never knew about this stuff before. So I take a look at this World of Wheels set. I'm like, okay, it's pretty basic. I mean, it's, I think about 100 and something cards. Anyway, and then I see they have a Buick LeSabre card in the set. Kind of figured they would, because the time this set came out, General Motors was big with the whole Detroit Motorama shows and whatnot, putting out the futuristic looking cars and everything. And this is one of the most famous cars from one of those Detroit Motorama shows. So I was like, okay, I should have figured there was a LeSabre card in the set. Anyway, I'm like, I gotta find that card. I go looking on eBay. I find one, a graded one. The only problem is, for the grade it was in, I find the guy wanted too much for the card. He wanted like 50 something bucks for the card. And I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes, Frank. I'm sure you'll find another one down the road somewhere. Sure enough, a couple months ago, I'm at a local show, and one of the vendors has a whole stack of these things. And I'm like, could it be? Could it be the card I'm looking for is in this stack? And sure enough, it was, and I paid the grand total of $3 for it. So, I think I did good. Anyway, on to the top 3. So for this spot, folks, I can now say I've covered all 4 major sports. We did baseball, hockey, football, and now basketball, which is something I still don't have a lot of in my collection, but with this coming year, I tend to focus on trying to add more vintage basketball than modern, but still, I want to pad my collection a bit and add some more basketball to it, and I figured this was a neat little card to get that ball rolling. I give you the 1990s Skybox Gary the Glove Payton rookie card. And I know when it comes to 90s basketball, there's way more other big name players I could have gone with. I could have gone with your Jordans and your Ewings and your Birds and your Johnsons and your Olajuwons and your Pippins and etc. etc. Myself personally, I decided to go with the glove. And I love the write-up on the back of this card. Hear me out. As a youngster growing up in Oakland, Gary saw how some of the other children idolized street hustlers for their money, their flashy clothes, and expensive cars. Now Gary is determined to be a different kind of role model for young people in his community. I'm a big figure there now, and I hope they follow me instead, Payton said. I think they need someone to follow. I'd like to be that someone. At Oregon State, Gary made it his practice to stay after games, talk to his fans, and sign autographs until everyone who wanted his signature was satisfied. So he was like basketball's version of frickin' Bobby Hull. Friggin' A, man. During a busy summer of visits to boys' clubs and an appearance at the Special Olympics, Gary stressed that spending time on the basketball court and in the classroom got him where he is today, in the NBA. How friggin' awesome is that? Gary the Glove for the win, man. Hell yeah. On the spot number 2. So the card here in spot number 2 is pretty safe to say my number 1 pickup of the Sports Expo from this past November in Toronto. I basically told myself, before leaving the expo, you gotta try and find this card. And luckily for me, I found a vendor who had one, and the price was bang on. And, well, here it is. Folks, here in spot number 2, we have the 1969-70 O-Pee-Chee Terry Sawchuk. Now, there's never a bad time to add a Terry Sawchuk card to your collection. So, that's one awesome point about this card. Secondly, there is a very somber point about this card, and I'm sure a lot of hockey nuts out there know about it, but I'm sure a lot of sports nuts in general know that this is Terry Sawchuk's very last player card. Now, he does have a card in the 1970 set, but it's a memorial card, kind of like what they did in 85 with Pelle Lindbergh. So this is his last playing card because, as we all know, in I believe it was March of 1970, Terry Sawchuk passed away, and yeah, it's just really, really cool to have this card. And actually, if you go back and watch my my expo haul, you'll notice that when I show this card off, I didn't realize it was the O-Pee-Chee one at first, and I turned around, I look, I'm like, oh shoot, it is the O-Pee-Chee. It freaked me right out. And I feel having the O-Pee-Chee one just has a little more oomph behind it, it being Canadian, Terry Sawchuk being Canadian, etc., etc. So, yeah, very, very happy to have this at spot number 2. Now, on to spot number 1. The time has arrived. Folks, it's now time for spot number 1. So, first and foremost, I can tell you this. This card is the most expensive on this list. Secondly, this card is my very first successful eBay snipe. And third, when I first started looking into getting this card, I was looking at raw versions of it. I never expected to own a graded version of this card because graded versions are pretty damn expensive. I mean, when I was at the expo, I saw one of these in a 6 and the guy wanted $2,000 for it. So that right there is saying something. But luckily for me, one night I was looking at, auctions ending soon, and I saw this one pop up, and the price was so damn good. It only had one bid on it, and I was like, okay, I'm adding that to my watch list. Well, I get the notification that the auction is ending soon. Finally, I put my bid in, and I win. And spot number 1 on this list, folks, goes to Mr. George Herman Ruth. That's right. Spot number 1 belongs to the 1960 Fleer Babe Ruth in a 2.5. And again, the price I paid for this was about the same as a raw one that I was following. So I feel I did pretty damn good. And, why not finish the list off with probably one of the greatest baseball players of all time? I know that's up for debate with a lot of baseball fans out there. But hey, in my books, Babe Ruth is one of, if not the greatest of all time. Also, he's my grandfather's favorite baseball player, so we got a bit of sentimental value to this card as well. And, yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So, in the end, as you can see, yes, I did manage to put together my top 10 list for 2021. It was a success. I did it all by December 31st. And, hey, I love a good success story. If you're wondering if I've already started putting a list together for 2022, the answer is yes. And there will be a video coming out in the near future showing you guys what is on my 2022 list. And there's some pretty neat stuff on it, I can tell you that. So stay tuned for when that comes out. And in the end, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give her a thumbs up. If not, give her a thumbs down. And most importantly, folks, before leaving, make sure to like, comment, and click that big old subscribe button. As well, make sure to click that notification bell to let you know when my videos go live. Also, I wanted to say, following this video, I will be changing things up a little bit. I did actually make a new intro and outro for my upcoming videos. Finally, it's only taken me like 4 years here on YouTube. But yeah, I figured for the new year, I wanted to change things up a little bit. And yeah, should be neat to see how those work out in the next coming weeks and whatnot. Anyway, that's all I got to say. So till next time, folks, keep collecting what you enjoy collecting. Well, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters!